into the next patient room, resident room. And again, some really cool stuff. I love the bedroom furniture, the Sonoma line. Use it in many applications. Again, durable, cleanable. Love the idea that we can use a hard surface, a Korean surface, as well as our standard surfaces.
Okay, so Sonoma is a perfect example of a process that we went through for developing our case good line. Sonoma was the first one we developed. We didn't want to be a me too or do what everybody else did. We wanted to make a difference. So we went out to the market and we asked them what are they using now, what they like about it, what they don't like about it, and if they had a wish list, what would it be? Basically, for the first time and only time we've ever done this research, every response included one factor, and that was damages. Within the first day, within the first week, but you can go to the bank that in the first month, this product is damaged. It's not cheap. I don't care if you buy the Alden, which is an entry-level product that we saw in the first room, or whether it's Sonoma. They aren't cheap, and typically you need 100, 150, 200, 300, 600 of them. So what are we going to do to make that investment better for you? So what we did with Sonoma is we developed a product with an aluminum extrusion as the leading edge. The laminate is friction fit into that aluminum extrusion. There's a glide on the bottom. You can see here that aluminum extrusion is also an integral to the leg. We have cam locks that hold the tops in place, which means you can replace the top if it gets damaged. The fact that the laminate is protected and friction fit, if it were to get damaged, which I'm not aware that it can, it could also be changed out. You have different configurations on the units. There's a clean out in the top position on both sides, which is especially important for the top drawer because that's where people put their tea, their half-chewed apple, their dirty Kleenex, the wet face cloth, all goes there. You want that airflow so that you don't get the bacteria and the mold built up. You'll notice there's also a drawer liner. In comparison to other drawer liners, this really is a piece of furniture. Other products you can poke your finger through, this is solid. It also, you can see, is shaped so that it curves around and goes over the surface of the drawer. We learned from our research that people do defecate and urinate in their drawers, oftentimes when in care. So this makes it much better for the caretaker, the caregiver, to take that drawer liner out, take it to the bathroom, do what they need to do to clean it and replace it, versus trying to dig around inside the drawer to clean it. This particular unit is a little higher than what is standard in the industry, and the reason it's higher is that we had a client that was retrofitting space and they needed new over bedside tables and they wanted over bed tables, but they didn't have enough room for the over bed table in that space. So they asked us to see if we could help them with a solution. So we created this unit to be slightly higher with a tray, so the nurses can use it to write on, or a resident could sit, or a patient could sit on a chair, put their eating tray here, and have access to the whole unit. So it just became a really good solution, and other clients liked it as well. So we added it to the line. We had a long-term care facility in Winnipeg. They loved it, but they wanted it on the dresser so that it pulls out, and now they have a desk. And when they don't need it, it goes back, and none of the space in the room is taken up by it being out there all the time. So really it is about working with our clients to come up with solutions that work for them. Even if we don't have the solution, Global is the company that says, let us see if we can do it, because if we can do it, there's others who will probably need it. And that's our approach to our solutions. The wardrobes also have the aluminum extrusion, as do the dressers, the cutouts. Even on the floor, there's a cutout because seniors oftentimes will hang things up so that things can drip and goes onto the floor, because if you can see it, you'll clean it. The other thing about the wardrobes is we use a J-bar for the hangers, which is fastened to the underside of the fixed shelf. It does not allow for people to put belts around or other paraphernalia to hang themselves, because in healthcare, there's also a huge concern for depression and self-harming. So we have ensured that they can't use the hanger area for hurting themselves. If you have a hook on the wardrobe, it will fail. If somebody were to try and hang themselves from it, it will open automatically at 75 pounds. So all of these little things we do as a manufacturer, not because we know, but it's because we work with clients who know, and we're the manufacturer. We are good at that, we can do it, but we have to work with our clients to understand what they need. Okay, so then we have the Nourish chair, the perfect patient chair according to our clients. We called it the Nourish. When we sent out the questionnaire, what are you using now? What do you like? What don't you like? And if you had a wish list. The wish list on this particular product was it had to have a high back. They loved the Adeline and wanted some flex in the back of this chair. A good transfer arm. And we have a transfer arm standard on both sides. And this is standard, not optional. We actually tested this arm for 24/7 over 8 months and couldn't get it to break, so we stopped testing it. We have as well the solution, because it is a metal product, the tip and move wheels that I mentioned earlier. So by tipping the chair, we can move it through the space and not cause harm to our client. However, the other thing that they wanted was a height adjustment in the seat. And generally, height adjustment is achieved by a center pivot and a more institutional looking chair. Now, when we first did this and took it around to our clients for evaluation during the development process, this particular piece here was a really nice little button. And we were told, are you nuts? If we can't see it, we won't use it. Make it obvious. But this will allow for a rearward seat pitch. If we were to lower the front and raise just the back, we have that forward seat pitch, which you often need for people who have difficulty getting in and out of chairs. The rearward seat pitch gives you that more angled position so that you can relax and adjust, or you can raise all of the legs up at once. The perfect position for me is the 17-inch seat height, which can be adjusted up to 20. I like it at 17. Howard probably wants it at 20. So this allows it to be used for both people. It doesn't have to be done every day, but it does allow our caregivers to position the chair in such a way that it's the perfect comfort for their patients. So now we have this chair. It is called the Coast, and the Coast is a glider. It took Global several years to find a glide mechanism that we felt warranted our support, because so many of the glider mechanisms, we've heard the horror stories of injuries to staff and to patients and residents that have used them. So when we found this, we decided to develop the Coast. And you'll notice that when I do rock, it's only the center of the chair that moves. The arms stay stable to the floor, whereas typical gliders, it's the whole chair that moves, and accidents can happen as a result of that. You'll notice that it is a really smooth glide. We have self-skin urethane arms that allow me to grab onto for egress. There is also the option to add this, which is a tablet, and the tablet can be used for me to work, for me to have a meal.